Hello, good night. My name is Maria Alejandra Cordero Valdez. I study international business. I'm 20 years old and this is my ninth quarter and the final period of this subject. First, I want to thank you for teaching us this class and teaching us the unit in detail. It was an interesting period, days for 3 months. I'm learning a lot and I'm enjoying this class. You are a great teacher and thank you for all. Well, let's start. Tonight, I will talk about what we saw and what I learned about Unit 9 and 10. First, we're going to start about Unit 9. Unit 9 is about controversial issues. In this unit, we use vocabulary such as politics, campaign, a government, a constitution, etc. And we read in all the units. I think this is the most interesting and the most part I enjoyed about the class. The thing that we read and listening a conversation about two people. In this part, I read and listen a conversation about politics. I learned that nouns that represent abstract ideas are always non-count nouns. And some nouns for abstract ideas that I learned were advice, life, and progress, work, time, etc. I can give you one example about this grammar. It's a sentence. The sentence gives an option to make sure which one is the correct one. So, the example is good news hard to find in the newspaper this day. The options are is and are. So the correct answer is obviously, because I think some people can confuse this sentence because when we see a S, we think all the words is about the plural because we see a S. But in this case, good news is hard to find in the newspaper these days because news is equal newspaper and it's a singular word. Okay, continue with the unit 9. I learned about disagreement and agreement. This is something interesting because disagreement is basically when we disagree with each other, when we had a conversation about something and you are disagree with me. It's okay. This is called disagreement. And agreement is when it's exactly what the other person thought about the topic they are discussing. If I say something, a personal opinion, and you agree with me, and you say, oh, this is exactly what I want to say, you are agreement with me. And continue with that, I learning about verbs followed by objects and infinitives. I read about a debate and there they practice disagreement and agreement. This the sample that I mentioned before, and this was interesting conversation. And what I learned from Unit 10 was prepositional phrases of geographic place. I think was a very interesting assignment because we need to know where the countries, the cities are located because this is important thing. This is important for the world. This is important for you. If somebody asks you where do you live, where exactly do you live, where the island where do you live is located, you need to know that. So that's what I think this was interesting assignment. And I have an example about this. For example, Tikal is in the north, Guatemala City is in the south. And I learned about the vocabulary of energy and the environment. For example, power is electricity or other force that can be used to make machines, cars, or etc. In this unit about the energy and the environment had like 5 or 6 phrases, yes, and I used one. It was power, and I give you this example. And now I'm going to talk about the grammar booster and the writing booster. Well, about the grammar booster and the writing booster of Unit 9, what I understood is that it talks about contrasting ideas. The following language helps organize the information by contrasting it. It signals to the reader that a contrasting idea will follow. And they have a technique for this. A technique to help organize contrasting ideas is to make two lists. Example, pros. Pros is arguments in favor, and cons is arguments against. And about Unit 10 is about organization or organizing by special relations. Is something to describe a place and organize the details. As I mentioned before, example, Lima is the capital of Peru, and it's located on the west coast on the Pacific Ocean. If you listen the sentence what I said, it's the place, describe the place Lima, the country Lima, and organize the details about the capital, where it's located, and where it's located in the ocean. And that's all about my presentation of today. Thank you.